Flaming Sword here, back at it again once again, and today people today. I just wanted to showcase this deck profile, because I just got done in a recent set championship over at a card shop called Gaming Undergrounds, and was able to get 5th place overall from the first official set champs, from the first launch, and got the Enchanted promo. I didn't get the chance to win the playmat, but I can't complain, because the card was just mainly more of my concern overall. So without further ado, I wanted to showcase this deck profile. So this is just Emerald Steel Morph Destruction, in my opinion. So this is all about somewhat of like shifting, kind of like the Evolve version of Bucky in some degree, but it's really not that much of a Bucky use. It's just utilizing any of the doubles to gain the control. So first off, I run 4 of the 1-drop Diablo and 4 of the 1-drop Robin Hood, which is the lower cost characters in my opinion to be able to shift of like 4 of the Diablo Devoted Herald and the Championess Shearwood shift Robin Hood. My opinion with those cards, it really helps out. The moment of getting double Diablo, it's much more difficult for the opponent to bounce back from it than double the Robin Hood. Double Diablo, that just means that from 1 card draw, I get 2, so it gets the control going into favor and be able to persuade through that. And yes, I am running 4 copies of the Morph, which can shift into any of these characters, not just the Diablo and the Robin Hood, but also can shift it into Beast on turn 3, which is really much more devastating because that's earlier card draw, or Big Tank, which I run 4 Sad Beast and 4 Big Tank, 3 Big Tank. So this is just more of just diversing from the build. As you saw from Vegas, Sane ended up winning with the Emerald Steel list and only ran like 4 Beast, 4 Big Tank, 4 of the other cards somewhat, while his opponent did basically 4 copies of everything, which it really didn't make any sense for it. So I trimmed it down just to get a little bit more control aspect for it needed to be. I also run 4 copies of the Ursula Deceiver of All, which in my opinion, Deceiver of All is too insane. The moment you have 2 out, it's basically game, because then you can be able to sing twice. So regardless if they got rid of 1, you still have the other to take care of. Being able to sing these the cards that you're able to sing twice, such as Let the Storm Rage on to deal 4 damage while drawing 2. Strength of a Raging Fire, which I also run 4 of, to deal double the damage. So like having 3 characters, I deal basically 6 technically, but dealing 3 separate times. So it really can get really wild on how it performs. And the last one to sing twice with it would be Sun Chill, which I run 4 of to basically make your opponent choose and discard a card. With Ursula Deceiver of All, you can sing that twice just to value off of the discard with Prince John, Greediest of All, which I run 4 of in my opinion. Well, 3 of in my opinion. I rather run 3 because you don't want to see the Prince John too often and rely too heavily on the discard package, which I also run 3 Ursula Deceiver. It's been a staple in my opinion as a 3 copies of instead of 4, because I rather see Ursula Deceiver at the right timing instead of being expected to have songs come out every single time. So with 3, it lessens it and it allows me to get the package going. Last card I run for a discard package is We Don't Talk About Bruno, which I run 2 copies of instead of 4, because it only works in the later game when your opponent has 0 cards in hand for you to play We Don't Talk About Bruno or sing it to bounce that character, force them to discard it, and then triggering Prince John for you to draw a card from that discard, since it's basically technically not banishing a character. So any of the banish effects of any banish effects that would prevent it from being able to have them forced to discard it. Well, basically forces them to discard it and doesn't get their triggered abilities. For other tech cards, I run 4 of Referee Pete. This guy is insane. He's just too good for an uncommon. Like, this is equally as worse as Bucky is. From the fact that I can just play him and shut down all actions. So, able to shut down, like, Brawl, Be Prep, Friends on the other side, or, like, Sun Chill, Storm Rage Ons, Strength of a Raging Fires, Along Came Seuss. Any of those can shut down every single action, which can allow my board to stay present and be able to get that better control to guarantee the win. I also run 2 copies of Ana. I don't run 4 of her as some of those DLC Vegas' deck lists did. They ran 4 of her and I don't like it that way. Mainly because it's very clunky, very situational, my opinion, and kind of too reliant on a card that's really not impacting that much. Because there were times that I had more than 2 copies of her in the hand, and it was very awkward. So by keeping it at 2, it makes a fair amount, which can allow you to just make your opponent choose and discard a card. Give a chosen character +2 strength, or banish a damaged character, which can also utilize. It can also utilize with Big Tink, with Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy, to be able to spread the damage, and then be able to have Ana come in, banish a damaged character, which can get rid of like your Steel Song's 7-drop Cindy, the 5/5 quest for 3, with having resist 2. So the moment that the damage is on that Cindy is when Ana will come in and banish Cindy, which is basically an easier way to get rid of her because of the fact that that the Cindy doesn't have ward. So it makes it a valid target for Ana to just come in and just obliterate everything. One more thing I run, and this is the last one, so I only run 3 copies of it. 3 copies of Along Came Seuss, just to deal 5 damage to a location or character, which can allow me to just put 5 on a location like Queen's Castle or the library, and have one of the characters on the board to finish it. So in that way, I'm lessening the characters that I'm using and able to quest for a lot. So yeah, I've been grinding out on Emerald Steel since the DLC Vegas. I'm kind of enjoying the playstyle because it's a bit more a control type of a deck than expected for most. And it's also a little bit more enjoyable to play as soon as you have a better understanding of the matchups. Like for Steel Song, Ruby Sapphire, Ruby Amethyst. Like, as soon as you have a better understanding of the matchups, you can easily just steamroll through no matter the color combination that is chosen. So I would 100% recommend trying out Emerald Steel if you have not. Give it a little heads up. It's a little bit expensive because of like cards like basically because of like Diablo, Robin Hood, Tinkerbell, Beast, and Ursula Deceiver Revolt. Those 5 are the main reasons that the deck is expensive, in my opinion. Mainly because of the Beast. Mainly because of Sad Beast, because he's the main MVP to every Steel deck, and it's a high-end staple to be recommended on. So, I hope you guys were able to enjoy this video. Comment down below if you want to see any more kind of a content like this. Smash that like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you have not. And then click on the bell to never miss a single video. So, Flaming Sword here, I'm out.